Hello, everybody, and welcome to Written in Blood. My name is John, and today I'm going to be doing part 22 of my horror movie collection. I know I had promised to do this this past Friday, but I wanted to get a book review in, and then I wasn't able to do it on Saturday or Sunday, and Monday wasn't too good either, so I'm doing it today here on Tuesday. I apologize for taking so long. I know there are some people out there that do like to see these videos. I don't get a lot of views for these videos, but I still get a decent amount of comments and stuff. So I'm going to keep on doing them, because I know there are some people out there that like them. So today I've got a lot of remakes and or sequels in this stack of 10. So let's go ahead and get underway. First up, I've got the original edition of Day of the Woman, which was also known as I Spit on Your Grave. And this is a rape revenge movie from the 1970s. It's about a woman who is raped by these guys. I can't remember how many guys it is that does this to her, but she exacts revenge on them one by one in very gory fashion. This is one of those movies that it's an exploitation movie, and if it's one of these movies where you're easily offended by this sort of thing, then I don't suggest you watch it. But if this is something you enjoy, then by all means check it out. Okay. And now moving into the sequels, or this is a remake of I Spit on Your Grave. Same premise, so I'm not going to go into explaining the whole thing again. Don't remember what year this came out. Yeah, I'm not sure. I believe it's I'm not sure, really, to be honest with you. I'm really not sure what year it came out. It was the 2000s. So, but yeah, here's the remake of I Spit on Your Grave. And again, if you're offended by these kind of movies, then I'm telling you right now, you're not going to like them. So, all right. And then there's the sequel. There was an I Spit on Your Grave 3. I didn't get that one. But this is the third one, or the second sequel to the remake. And if you wonder my opinion of these, I like them for what they are, but yeah, like I said, they're not for everybody. I mean, I watch all different kinds of horror. I mean, really, to me, the only horror film that really disturbed me to a point of where I don't want to see it again is a Serbian film. I know there are some people out there that even like that, and that's okay. If that's what you like, that's fine. But that one just went a little too far. And I used to have a copy of it, but I don't anymore. So, all right. So now moving along, I've got this one here. I was kind of debating whether to make this one a horror movie list or a thriller, because I kind of think it falls between that thin line between the two of them. And I'm talking about Identity. And this stars Amanda Peet, Ray Liotta, John Cusack, Pruitt Taylor Vince, Jake Busey. And it's a really, if you've not seen Identity, you really need to check it out. It's a pretty awesome movie. I'll read the synopsis to you. What if every choice we ever make was already made for us? What if there really were no coincidences in life and our destinies were already predetermined? 10 strangers with secrets are brought together in a savage rainstorm. A limo driver, John Cusack, an 80s TV star, Rebecca De Mornay, a cop, Ray Liotta, who is transporting a killer, Jake Busey, a call girl, Amanda Peet, a pair of newlyweds, Clea Duvall and William Lee Scott, and a family in crisis, John C. McGinley, Leila Kinsley, Brett Lower. All take shelter at a desolate motel run by a nervous night manager, John Hawkes. Relief in finding shelter is quickly replaced with fear as the 10 travelers begin to die one by one. They soon realize that, if they are to survive, they'll have to uncover the secret that has brought them all together. So it sounds like a nice little 10 Little Indians style movie, or an And Then They Were None style thing. Agatha Christie-like and stuff like that. But there's quite a little twist to it, and you really need to see the movie to get the twist if you haven't seen it already. And it's really excellent. So this is Identity. This one here, I have only seen one time. I don't remember if I liked it or not. But this is one of the Dimension Extreme films, and this is Dead in 3 Days. Your time is running out. A peaceful mountain lake community is terrorized when the close-knit group of friends becomes the target of a mysterious deranged killer. Triggered by an ominous text message sent to each of their cell phones, one by one, the friends are killed by their stalker. As the clueless police scramble to find a suspect, the vicious murders continue until the last survivors come face to face with their relentless stalker. Tense, suspenseful, and frightening, Dead in 3 Days is a slick, well-shot, and engaging slasher. And that last part was according to BloodyDisgusting.com. So yeah, this is Dead in 3 Days. So it kind of has one of those, like, along the lines of The Ring, except instead of 7 days, it's 3 days. Okay. Okay, this one here is In Their Skin. And I think it might have been known by another title, but I don't know for sure. This stars Josh Close, Selma Blair, Rachel Miner, and James D'Arcy. And really weird film, a really well-made film. After a tragic accident, Mark and Mary Hughes retreat to their vacation home in the woods with their son. The family are awoken early next morning by the new neighbors, Bobby and Jane, who invite themselves over for dinner. What starts out as merely an awkward evening quickly unravels as Bobby's questions become intrusive and his envy of the Hugheses turns to aggression. As matters escalate, it becomes clear that there's no limit to what Bobby will do to get what Mark and Mary have, and ultimately the couple's will to survive is put to the test. Featuring performances that are both mesmerizing and unforgettable, In Their Skin is a heart-stopping home invasion thriller that you won't forget. And incidentally, Selma Blair and Josh Close play the couple that Mark and Mary, and James D'Arcy and Rachel Miner play the other couple. And it's, like I said, it's a really well done film. I need to watch this one again because I did like it. It's creepy. And next up from Ty West, I've got The Innkeepers. And this is a ghost story, a haunted hotel movie, a very slow burn of a movie, but very creepy and very effective. And I don't mean to use the word creepy too many times. After over 100 years of service, the Yankee Peddler Inn is shutting its doors for good. The last remaining employees, Claire, Sarah Paxton, and Luke, Pat Healy, are determined to uncover proof of what many believe to be one of New England's most haunted hotels. As the inn's final days draw near, odd guests check in, and the pair of minimum-wage ghost hunters begin to experience strange and alarming events that may ultimately cause them to be mere footnotes in the hotel's long, unexplained history. And the thing about this is they actually filmed this and made this at a real haunted hotel. In fact, I think it was called the Yankee Peddler. I may be wrong about that, but yeah, it was actually an actual haunted hotel, which I think makes this even cooler. So this is The Innkeepers. Okay, and this one here is one of the goriest films I have ever seen, and it is actually one of my favorite horror films of all time. This is the French version. I have the remake of it also. I'll talk about that one in a minute. But this is the French version, the French original, and this is Inside, and this is also known as À l'intérieur. And I'm horrible at French, so I may be mispronouncing that. But basically what this is about a woman whose husband is killed in a car accident, and she's pregnant, and she's going to go into the hospital, I believe on Christmas Eve, maybe Christmas Day, to induce labor. But what happens before that is she is home invaded by this woman who is bound and determined to take this baby from her. And when I say that, I don't mean she's going to take it from her after the baby is born. I'm saying she's going to take it from her And what's frightening about that is the fact that that has actually happened in real life. So, yeah, that just makes this even more terrifying. And this is, like I said, it is gory. If you're not into gore, I'm sorry, don't watch this movie because you're not going to like it. Me, I thought this was a masterpiece of gore cinema and a masterpiece of French horror cinema. You can put this one right up there with Martyrs. Okay. All right, now getting on to the remake of this one. A lot of reasons I think a lot of remakes fail is because they try to copy the original way too much. And I can say this much, Inside, the remake, did not do that. It's still the same premise, but this is not a gory film. In fact, they turned this into more of a thriller than a horror movie. And I think because of that, it works as a remake. I mean, don't get me wrong, nothing is going to top the original, but I think this one did a very credible job, and it's got a really good cast. Rachel Nichols plays the mother, and Laura Herron plays the femme fatale, the woman that's out to get the woman's baby. Incidentally, the original film starred Beatrice Dahl as the femme fatale, and she is absolutely chilling. And Alison Paradis is the pregnant woman, the pregnant mother, or well, she's going to be a mother, the mother to be, excuse me. So yeah, so that is Inside the original, Inside the remake. And finally, I've got another film that's a favorite of mine. I don't know if it's an all-time favorite, but it is a favorite, and this is Insidious. And this is, of course, directed by James Wan. Stars what was it? Patrick Wilson, Barbara Hershey. I can't remember who else is in this one. Patrick Wilson, Barbara Hershey, Rose Byrne, Lynn Shay. I know a lot of people. I like James Wan's movies. The reason I like them is because he's very effective at knowing how to make a jump scare. He's very effective at his jump scares. And a lot of times you don't see them actually coming. And this one here is one of the example of this. So let me read the little synopsis here. From the makers of Paranormal Activity, Insidious is the terrifying story of a family who, shortly after moving, discovers that dark spirits have possessed their home and that their son has inexplicably fallen into a coma. Trying to escape the haunting and save their son, they move again, only to realize that it was not their house that was haunted. And that is Insidious. Okay. And that's going to do it for part 22 of my horror movie collection. I don't know if I'm going to do a part 23 this coming Friday because it's a little bit spaced. I actually may do it where I move this to Tuesdays instead. That might make it a little bit easier for me. I don't know for sure. And I know I did say that I was going to do stuff that involving games and music. So I may do some music-related stuff that is horror-related, murder ballads and stuff like that. Some of my soundtracks, I may do a series on the soundtrack albums I've got. Well, not albums, they're CDs, but you know what I mean. So let's just see where this goes. All right. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a wonderful night. Bye.